one nation, under God, indivisible. Understand, is there any recognition? Yes, or we were expecting? Country, boys and girls champions could get the core group at one. Tonight, and so it's okay, enough. We'll recommend that. Everyone's in here understands how our public comment items work. I will have to read that. So next, is there any public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on. Consent agenda. Recommend that the district approve the following items on the consent agenda: regular October 8, 2024, warrant list October 2000, operational activities, employment 2025, listed out Jessica Thomas, substitute teacher, Tyson Schoenfeld, volunteer basketball coach, Nicholas Mayo, volunteer wrestling coach. Is there anything that any of the board members would like to consent agenda and act on separately? Anything? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented? Moved and seconded. We favor. Thank you. Board action is recommended that the district approve the proposed 2024-25. School one at a time. Teresa Johnson, middle school special education paraprofessional. Okay, motion to approve that recommendation. Is that been seconded? Discussion on that. Any input on that for us?
She came highly recommended, excellent references, and she's worked around the community and just has, I'm so for the position when she did, because we were having that post for quite a while, and she would have been the person I wanted. We had 50 applicants. Like, she's really a good fit for our.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion to approve Teresa Johnson as presented, say aye. 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 Melanie Morales, kitchen maid. Then second, a discussion on that. Who's that come from? You'll speak briefly. Jill Toss interviewed her, and she's a really placement for Sandy. Sandy is, you know, she's working with kids for herself. She's always welcoming, knows all kids by name. Very, I just interact with. And it's just a great first person to see, and this person present. Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion for Melanie Morales to present, say aye. I've already done that. Okay. All in favor? That's what I meant. Same result. Thank you. Recommended. Motion to support that recommendation. So moved. Second discussion on that. I'll speak to it unless you jump if you want. So we and resign her position effective November 7th. And so critical position to fill. And so what she has offered to do is basis. So, for example, we just had the veterans, and also for the student, imagine something.
So we're trying, right now, we have a plan of once we and have the basis from there. But once we for a half day is kind of planned for the student schedule. Which best fits to have an interpreter there. Obviously, we need an interpreter more, but it's also when our parents that you need. What's going on, and then it's also how we do and what we need to do kind of go forward so we can find out.
And that's the goal, is to like she was with John. That's the goal. That's the goal. Okay. Any other discussion? Questions? All in favor of the motion? Joe McCormick to present, say aye. 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 Carries.
Mike gig stats.
As presented. So, second discussion on that.
Yeah, he comes to us with experience as a maintenance worker at the university level. So he has a lot of experience there. So working with maintenance. Setting, boiler experience, so he can do he's going to come in with that experience and sort with the maintenance tasks that he has, and then part-time custodial or custodian for grade 3 through 5, and so he finishes out his shift cleaning that part of so it's been a really good fit. I checked in with Josh today, and Josh just feels like he's kind of bouncing on some level. Just
His boiler's license.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we don't do.
so he's here in the evening, and something goes wrong. He's
Any other questions or discussion about Michael J. Staff? All in favor of the motion to approve him, say aye. Motion carries.
okay. Next up is Cody Brownell, assistant wrestling coach.
Motion to recommendation.
Hands off to Mr. Barsi.
No, we got to the end of where we're at. So the wrestling coach, you know, we opened up this position soon after I came in. We did not receive many applications for this. Cody came forward and experience with the club program. You know, coaching high school. This will be the first time coaching high school, but you know, when it came down to it, we hit the deadline. To hire, and here's someone who's willing to come forward, we thought we could work with, and so
All in favor of the motion to approve Cody as presented, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. High school assistant track coach.
Motion to support that recommendation. So moved. Second. For that discussion on that.
And I'll say that.
yeah. So Justin, he is he's a doctorate student at MSU in sports exercise science. You know, we're talking about working with athletes, and we think he brings a lot more than probably just being an assistant track coach. We've seen him working with our throwers. asset to our program, year round in the weight room as well as part of our track program. His wife is the counselor at the elementary school.
And his father-in-law was just approved on this agenda as a volunteer basketball coach.
That's his father.
The counselors.
All in favor of the motion to approve Justin Whitman as presented, say aye. Aye, motion carries.
Kristen Walter, high school assistant girls basketball coach.
A motion to support that recommendation. Walter. Girls basketball coach, discussion on that.
So Kristen has been our coach at the middle school level for the last couple of years. Similar. We had this position open for some time. We came up against the deadline where it was time to make a hire. We're starting to see a meeting actually. I was a few minutes late. Winter sports right now. And Kristen was someone we kind of recruited to come up and to fill this spot. We feel like she's someone we can work with.
Any other discussion? Questions? Junior high.
She is, yeah.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion to approve? Say aye. Aye, aye, aye. Motion carries.
Approve the NGS UIP district participation agreement, especially 71/24. That's my high school unemployment insurance program.
Do you have a motion to support that recommendation? And I think we need to get into the. It is. Thank you, second. When do we start doing this, Mr. Harris?
You have a mobile phone.
So as we wrote in the comments that were revised and approved by the membership effective July 1, 2024, and then just incorporate those bylaw changes in the agreement. We needed to approve it in local.
And if I don't affect us anyway.
Well, they're in here. I didn't actually. Agreement. I mean, it's over 4 years old. I don't know that we ever actually had it. Ever since I've been here, we've been in the same people. So, I mean, I did read through it. There wasn't anything. Yes, that's using Montana School Unemployment Insurance Program. Correct. Yes. So every school in the state will be adopting this. The one thing I noticed that I guess I did realize this might be, but we do need to belong to, which we do, MTSBA. We belong to whatever we are required. It's in here, but we do need to have an active membership.
Yes, I'm a little bit curious, if, just based on that statement right there, for some reason we decided not to continue a membership with NTSBA. There are options, we're over here for this.
Now, this is a 3-year agreement, so we have to at least probably stick with it. 3 years, and then if we want to pull out, there is one other program we could look into in the state for the unemployment insurance that we're talking about. Yes, there would be another option.
So you have to.
Yes.
And they're basically our unemployment insurance provider right now.
Yes.
Do everything.
You have been. say that we would lose that if we were not members of NTSBA.
That's required, each person, yeah, it says right here, each, if the participating member is a Montana public school, the participant both a member of the Montana School Boards Association and the Montana Association of School Business Officials, which we are, NASBO. Or is it co-op? Yeah, no, we're not.
Just want a requirement that you have to be a member of something else. Want to make sure we have other options if for some reason that. Membership.
State unemployment insurance, so we join that.
Okay, any other questions, discussion? All in favor of the motion to the multi-district agreement as presented, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on to board information item.
Did we do that right?
Is there a motion on
It
those?
was Brian and Brent.
That's Brian Brown, okay, thank you.
Okay, resignation for Jamie Davis, swing shift custodian. Okay. Also resignation of Levi Cooney, swing shift custodian. October, and so that's what made us hire that much more important. Position, but that would be high for us. Student enrollment, additional application opportunities for 2025. As I wrote in the comments, the application process for did not yield a number of ones. I'll say I wrote necessary, but impact to our funding that we were hoping for. We were looking for more applications. We had a lot of applications, but most of the applications that we had started coming here from Amsterdam or so we're not seeing the impact. People having 16, was it 16 students, and so policy gives the ability to superintendent to open additional application opportunities in case of extreme circumstances. So as Anna and I work together, we project, look ahead at our budget for next year. Take some pressure, well, not take some pressure off, but just increase our looking at potentially the need to call for a levy, whether safety levy, and that's really something that we're hoping that we don't want to do that. We'll see an increase in our enrollment in our stable account, pressure off that budget for next year.
I would just say, just to clarify that, 16 is happening is we've been using the 3-year average for quite a while, that every year, if we don't increase that higher 3-year average, off, so we're continuing to go down, and we're reaching or not going up, we just won't be up forward or forward. Well, then,
Yeah, so it's a need, and obviously, So we're kind of in a parallel game, you know. We see, I guess, with what the legislature does, they're looking at quality educator payment, and that's a huge, I mean, there's a lot of work to be done in there. Of the district to be able to get cost to the district to adjust the matrix. Do that, that's going to require civil work with our unions to come and agree on that. District and the cost to get to our lowest employee to 41,000, and it's going to adjust. That cost can't cost more than meeting with school administration on campus. We can't just look at year one because year 2, year 3, year 4, eventually you get the turn upside down. And basically, the numbers don't work out for you. More than you're actually getting. And that's something we have. We don't have those numbers yet, but there's no guarantee they're even going to approve that. Funding formula, and we know that we're going to have yet again another shortfall, and try to figure out, and we've been able to make it work. It just gets tougher and tougher each time, and so if we can move this application process, try to increase our volume in the spring, you know. That can take a maybe a dent out. And who knows when that will be finalized in terms of when we March. So I think it impacts negotiations would happen because it would be very best to open up negotiations prior to legislative session. We don't know.
So speak to it a bit, our increasing enrollment outside.
Community. We've had ongoing prompting this. People are still interested in going and having this deadline. And so I talked to our admin team. And I asked them to just you talked with Jenny right before this meeting. She was telling me that yeah, this is elementary. As and you're right at that buffer in 2 of the 3 classes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you just go to the big lot?
Yeah. So the max class, 5:30. So we're pretty high there in kindergarten, but we're really low in our first grade. We have 11, 12, 12, and 35 kids. In that first grade, and then really those over second grade students is important. And then we in that 3rd, 4th range, just to make sure that we have that room for in-district or moving, and then as well this year for having 30 to 20 into that. If you wouldn't mind getting a couple kids in, we have 3 secondary teachers next year. If you'd like more at what the second grade is at right now, it's at 15 range at least.
Would you say?
So kindergarten from 2 is 20, and then 3 to 4 is 28, and then 5th is 30.
But I want to remind. We set a buffer for. So we could take two based on these numbers. Could you go beyond that? And could was to try to stay within that buffer. And again, so that's K. In 3-4, where the number's 28, we don't want to see. In 12, you can have as many as 30 students in the classroom, and so we capped ours at 26. Quite a bit of room in the grades in the 2 groups of class. And you
Yeah, I was just looking at our numbers, just class size right now, it's a lot of principal work. Our class sizes are we've been out there, our largest sport class size is 28. Middle school class is 24 to 26. And so anytime you add one more student, it just makes it a little more difficult for classroom management and learning to occur, but we do have room. But I do like the idea of us being creative with scheduling to make it work if we have some people who choose to be in. We do have some class sizes that are lower than that, but yeah, that's what we're at.
and it looks a little bit different in middle school because it's not self-contained classroom. There's no teacher. Some of your lower grades, you do get some movement. We would try to stay within that 26 as much within that buffer. And then in the high school, it's kind of scenario. If you walk out a given period and see this classroom has very low numbers, this classroom has you just depend on how you do that.
Yeah, I would say we only have more room than middle school does though, in short grade, so. Open spots are, if we're kind of looking at. For like required classes or core classes would be 3. So for freshman science, there's 3 sections. So all freshmen have to fit within those 3. Kind of take that mentality and say we want to keep it around 25. We would still have 10 spaces available in the freshman class, 16 in the sophomore. Usually 13 seniors. So I would say
definitely not why we do this, but what would prevent high school kids from coming over is if there are kids who maybe play sport. They have a 90-day waiting period. So it might be something we'll think about. Now we understand this a little bit better when we come back. Reading on what I face, I think we will let out. I think we might want to look at that language. When there's just a problem. And they don't want to sit out 90 days. So they can track where they are if they're active.
Right. So that cushion number is something that we can look at as well. We make decisions based on the enough limited information, trying to figure out what is. So I mean, it may come to a point where we look at that cushion for students. A lot of those kinds of things can be manipulated, not manipulated, but just modified as we learn how this works a little bit more. Very kind of apprehensive on having it extended application process in the moment, but it doesn't necessarily mean that issues with training. The 90 days, even if we were to then look at, that would be from an application, so a student would have for the spring semesters and not be able to participate in any of those extracurriculars, but then come winter, they would be able to go next year.
Fall, sorry.
And is that just for varsity
For
athletics?
varsity athletics, yeah. So it could be any student who's played a varsity sport. Any daily period.
They still get team. Varsity.
And it doesn't apply to freshmen at all, correct? Freshmen,
As long as it plays 8th graders.
okay.
For them to play.
If they play as an eighth grade, they have to 90 days.
Yeah, they're considered a transfer then.
Okay, so it's just a lot.
Yeah, they play.
If they play high school sport as an 8th grader, then they're high school as 8th graders. Yeah. So depending where they come from, they play. Yeah.
But if they were enrolled, well,
That's a freshman.
That's a freshman, yeah.
I think they play as an eighth grader.
Fall sports for next year, they'd have to be enrolled and starting school in math by January.
The date is,
Or second.
yeah, whatever that, I roughly,
And so that's part of this too, is just best practice would be start a student at the beginning of the agreement. That have reached out to us. And so I guess that's out there too with a middle school student who is not attending school right now due to a bullying situation. I don't know where the student goes to school. Parents, it's been an outside agency working with them, and they want to get the student enrolled as quickly as possible. And one of the questions that they have is the student who loves basketball, when does basketball start? That's what I asked. I told them it starts when we come back after the winter break. The student has to wait till the end of the month. There's potential for bringing a student to you in December for approval. The student start second semester, or the student start soon. You know, it's hard for teachers. I know we're here for kids, and we do it for kids, but it's also but we would do that as a family week to our 10s are able to start with it. So it's something to think about. I kind of land on we should start with the semester, but I have for the hardship case.
In that kind of case, would there be some direct discussion with the family to, and perhaps the teacher or otherwise to see? With bringing that student into potentially into the middle of the training period?
The student gets accepted, rest report. Right, the around is appropriate to have those conversations. That's appropriate, then I think we could do that. You know, because I really, it's going to be that. I think it's your decision when they can start also. I can open up the application process. I don't know, maybe some clarification. You guys approve whether they can attend school, and that's, I'm sure they'll be the same, so. It's not. So that might be something we need to add when we look at.
I would like to trust you educators' opinion on how that bringing a student in the middle of the grade impacts the class versus how it benefits that child. To me, making that decision, I'm not in your guys' world, so I have professional judgment on how that happens. It's way more than just making the judgment here. Nope, that's not.
Say at the high school level, it's extremely. Awarding credits and what transfers over and do it just at a clean starting point.
And in middle school, it's super easy. We just start them whenever, we just actually here, we started in, as soon as we got her information and where we could place her in classes, she was good to go and she's fitting in with our community right away. It's just, we have a lot more flexibility with our student here, and we make sure that they have classes that they need, and then the grading periods. And she kind of read it in October, so she. And so that was tough grading wise, but we made it work for kids, and I don't think it was hard for teachers to have them write it at the middle school level.
So what I'm hearing is we have patients come in, we have these conversations at the level and that kind of. Does that work?
So we got into places.
Yeah, and we're only going to do this for the December and January board meeting, because benefit us. It comes back to, Grant, I ain't saying it that way because it needs to be about kids, but the reason we're opening this up is we extenuate is enrollment. So we're trying to get students here by February count. And it doesn't. And we're taking more kids for less money.
We have some guardrails. Highway running through this thing, so it's
So that'll be December, January, and then everything after that will be for the 2000. All right, thank you, Dan. The next item is the changing in December. Christmas this year. So the Christmas conference is now scheduled for Monday. So the recommendation, really, in this board information, I think we should write that up. That's not bad. Holding it on the 17th.
Be the third Tuesday.
Third Tuesday.
That is a Tuesday. Yeah. Or else we used to do it on the Monday prior, but that's what it costs.
The stroll is a week later this year.
Yeah.
It was always a week before. 17 works.
I'll be up. Again. I will. Thank you.
And then, so what I heard, I think we got the week before.
Yeah, yes, that's fine. Made you
The reason we is we need that extra time for those applications.
We're getting time earlier on everything.
Okay, so that wraps up the information items. That brings us to principal report. So I'm sure I'll let you finish your bike.
It's all right.
Everything wants to last. We're going to
Last,
last
okay.
here to Mr. Cross.
All right, so we. Was the Manhattan Volunteer Fire Department came in. There's 3 of them that met with Corey Taylor led it, and they met with a class of 7. They asked questions, and then they brought out 2 fire trucks. The kids got to walk through fire trucks. That, and then the other one was called a think first, and we heard about it before. So what it was proposing health trauma coordinator. And bring anatomy and injury. Seats, vehicles, and then bicycles. And then they kind of talk about what happens when there's that trauma. Kids bring in some helmets, all kinds of helmets, and then they have to fit them on and say, does this work, does this not, why? Small. So I thought that was really good for 4th graders. They were super interested in it. And then we had our Uchu. We had 4 kids participate in level 1. We had our monster match that Ms. Brenda does, Mr. Van Z and Ms. Brenda learned the dance. And we actually had participate as well. I mean, no, they in silence, but it was pretty cool to see kids that got to we were there. And all line up and dance. So, first time I'd seen that. We did our relocation drill. Area. Our drill lasted about really well. Our kids were so quiet and well behaved. I was thinking for one time to just see how our elementary ran it. When you guys can do that one time, so it's just really cool to see how they line up. They walk into the church. It's just kind of, how respectful and well behaved they are in elementary. A couple things on mine where I need to do some remind our staff to do some regular checkups on E3. There's updates on that E3 app that we have. And then we have small staff that's not marked up if they're safe on the app. So that kind of comes from me, so just make sure I'm reminding them. So we for our next one. And then we started Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, tired buddies. So we'll split up heavy duty during class time so that our high school kids don't miss the instructional. So far, I feel like we got good group of high school kids, our elementary kids. I think it really helps, and I know. As well. So I kind of been able to build those relationships and have those conversations that I feel like we need to have on what we're looking for. Our elementary kids and what they're here for, and kind of handpick between high school and elementary and match kids up. So I really enjoy that. On school end, we had October, just in this camp, we were the Titanic. So they added in Titanic and learning about the Titanic. Reading, writing, social studies, and narrative. It's great. They do it every year. And then when Halloween comes, dress up as a certain passenger for Titanic. On that passenger, and then they have a first class, second class, third class. So you walk in there, and they have a live museum where the parents come in there. And so you have kids at first class, you have kids at third class, serve food and drinks. So like third class gets crackers and cheese. Brownies and cake, sparkling water, wine cups. So it's frustrating kids in that third class, and we're having fun. And so and dynamic, good learning to our fourth graders. We kind of got some people, Ms. Frank really helped out, and Ty, you spoke at it. Our kids were really well behaved, and really well. On your question, Matt, about a student issue, we're working on that. We're starting out with our fifth graders, we're doing fifth graders. Boys and girls, we're gonna work with Miss Day on that. Seeing on that topic, Jeff, I don't know what we did last year, so we're putting. So I'm excited about that one.
I only got crackers.
Yeah, I went and told them, we gotta watch it. In a long time, learning all this stuff, and I want to see what's doing, what's not. I feel like I'm missing a lot. Good deal.
All right, Ms. Hope.
Okay.
Oh, one other thing I forgot. Sorry. So our attendance have been really good this year. Everybody's over 95% of our third grade. %. So we're excited. Kids are still over there as we get going, but really happy with where they're at right now.
Yeah. All right, so for middle school, we just did our end of the quarter awards and blown away with how the first quarter ended. It was the most that I think I've ever seen of students who performed at the 3.5 or higher GPA level. So if you look at these 97 got a 3.5 to 3.99 GPA, and 73 scored a straight A 4.0 grade point average. Our kids are performing at 3.5 or higher, and that's been our goal, is to get them ready for high school. That this is partly due to our weekly grade missing assignment reports that are tied to a choice day for students who have A and B grades and no missing. Doing well in school sometimes until high school, because then the credits really matter. Factor, and I'm so impressed. I just had a conversation with a student today who said, do well on my last math test, can I still have my choice day? And I said, well, if your grades, the standard is your grades A or B and no missing work, and just why I can take a redo on my test. And I said, great thinking. And we're not going to lower it because you guys can rise to it. So we're preparing for high school. I said, I want those high school teachers to say, whoa, these kids are ready. Like, it's they're not ready. Okay, so that's great. So I think that's our best news possibly yet. Attendance 78. An attendance award at our ceremony for having one or fewer, maybe zero perfect attendance. Period absences for equivalent of 41% of our student population. 9 students who some of those are for family vacations, illness, etc. But 1 student is considered truant, and we're working with community agencies to support. Family accountable to getting to school. Our current enrollment is right there, 191 total students. 6th grade has 49, 7th grade has 69, 8th grade. I just want to highlight the positive community. Stronger, therefore we focus on it and celebrate often. So we send these postcards home for positive communication now for when they get them at home and cut off the ticket and turn it into a weekly raffle and do fixed warnings every Monday. We're doing it on Mondays. Exciting. And then also just to out of our student activities. So it's students raising money and directly go back to them for recess equipment, positive incentives, celebrations. Field trips and stuff like that. All right, on the back of our Wednesday or our Friday PIR agenda at the middle school. Idea of how much we pack in that is really good and beneficial for meetings. When we have students, we can put all our energy into the kids, and then on Friday, once a month, we just get all that communication done that we need to. So these are examples of also another positive thing we're doing is you guys might see this on our Facebook page. Parents are loving. We've recognized over 8 students already this year because we only do 8 or 9 every Monday. Students who are doing these pictures get posted with parents' permission up in our platform. So, do you want me to pass those around this postcard? Okay, just so you can see. Yeah. And every day I go home and I drop more. Good to like put positive news in the mail.
You get the flight back for the parents that help us do it.
On these postcards, sometimes I'll positive message from a parent or just a conversation that they just love what's happening in middle school. But what's really cool is these tickets show up and the kids put them in the thing so we know that they got it. Yeah.
I'll go through mine quick, but if you really want the down the original high school, the newsletter is linked at the bottom there. We're finishing going along for the report. There's a drop right there about our high five tickets look like, and so the leadership team plan to recognize students who are going above and beyond in working with Tigers. And so far, we're starting to collect them in the office. Or no, sorry, once a month we'll get or in the lower prize runs. So trying to take some ideas from the middle school, but also the high school level too. Our attendance data is there. I figured it in comparison to where we were at the last month's report. So the numbers in parentheses are where we're at in comparison to last month's report. So some items. I do want to mention that we have people who are not attentive to our closed campus policy. So we consistently students what our closed campus policy is, trying to remind them that the only time they should be leaving school during that flex or lunch is for medical or business purposes. Like you or parents does not need to cover consent for that. So we are struggling with that a little bit, and kind of the nonchalant attitude that trying to enforce that and look at parents having the ability to excuse their kid. And, just say that, no, we're not going to go. So that's the events for academics. Mr. Moore and I are working together to find some materials for a criminology class that we want to bring to minority communities. I've got a few textbooks ordered. I have some principals from certain schools who offer their materials for that. And so we really want to work together. vet the curricula out. Will also be making sure there's opportunity for the community students to work through materials. Available, but in the process there. The upcoming event lists there, they're also in the newsletter. Same with the student celebration, our Rotary. Last month was Ellen Miller, and this month is Gavin Morgan. We had 143 students on the first quarter honor roll, and so the full list of kids is the high honors, which is 4.0 or higher. They're working on it. But more in the newsletter should you wish to cruise that.
Any questions for Rodrigo?
No, you did.
Super.
Yeah, here we go, ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
That's all recorded.
I didn't hear that.
Well, thank you.
I've never been in a board meeting before. Yeah, don't say that and then go. You better go, yeah, let's see.
Well. No, I'm not going to read through everything, just on the back side as well, we got the kind of the events of the week that we put out this week. But I joined a winning team coming here. Coming up with content for this was really not that hard. It's something we should take for granted because we're not done yet. Like cross country state champions, we'll hear from. We invited them to come, and they all couldn't make it tonight, so we decided to push them back like a year. Otherwise, our football team playing again this weekend. In the semifinals, that game's at Red Lodge. We have a plan to bring cheerleaders. And then we've wrapped up, volleyball, cheer. Those are wrapped up the year. Cheer obviously go again this winter, and then speech and drama is off to a great start. They won their first meeting. Over the weekend. Middle school girls basketball is going. We have a break on some home events until we get into. That's good for us to kind of recharge, get ready for the winners that comes around in December. And then we got to host along. Football games, we host the district volleyball tournament, which is really exciting for me to be part of this fall.
Any questions? Harry, I think you did. Okay, just last week of the first grade quarter, including a letter to me. Information on superintendent advisory meetings, Veterans Day Assembly, Thanksgiving break, Christmas break. Coming up. And so there's a lot of information about to roll out if you know people who would be interested in teaching the class. Ideas for classes. And Wes talked with Joey, we talked about earlier. joining John, like teaching ASL class. Sign language, which would be very well received. So that's just an idea, tapping into the stuff that we have.
Mike, if Wes will take it, I think we'll teach you something. Brian, even. Not right, yeah.
Haven't had any really hot topics or hot button for superintendent advisory council, so tends to be very well. The 2 meetings I've had so far this year. Anticipate potentially some parents showing up. We might have some teachers. I have combined teachers with parents. After school today. So I think we might have to moving that back. That makes it hard, I think, for folks to get back here. But I think the fact that we didn't have a lot of parents showing up. Or we get used with what we're doing. And I haven't heard from anyone since the newsletter went out. I haven't heard from a single. I've heard from one staff member. So there's not a lot of communication about it. So I think we're headed on that. It's just curriculum, wellness, and calendar. I want to do the adoption process, getting that rolled out and studies at the high school, but in many areas. And the first challenge is finding curriculum that meets the needs of our kids. So calendar committee, CGA, the language in CGA says that calendar consists of staff and that I'm aware of, any admin or board member serve on that. I think Miranda, you're going to serve on. And so next board Friday meeting is going to be 9 to 9:15. So I don't know if we need anyone. Said he'll roll out this. They're going to kind of bring work down and send everyone out to do work, and he would send it over. Participating in the until one of the members who aren't here. Like John's not here. No, he's not here.
It's not hard to do. It's just. Over a couple options, bring it back, and that's all there is to it.
There's not a lot of options.
No.
I don't have a problem doing it.
All right, you'll do it.
There's new folks and environments.
So
When
the first meeting will be Friday, 9. So it's a very quick just get started. We'll be in the high school computer lab. Yeah, we'll do that. Randy, is that done?
Oh,
Is that done?
they're doing it. Yes, for Mary, and so I was going to share that.
You weren't doing
That's
that?
And we've done that.
So the two buses are on track. They can't really give us any more information than there was. There hasn't been any hiccups related to that. She left that out when I called her.
Yeah.
Initially, she mentioned that to me last month at our service. So an update on 81-2. It's almost like soap opera. So 81 is now at camp. Best bus, from what I hear, it's the nicest bus I've ever Michigan, is one that Harvard wants to keep, we should keep, but camp has no power. So it's moving at 50 miles an hour. And that's the bus that they said we should sell, and we should put out there. In fact, it's taken our football team to Red Lodge just this weekend.
I didn't say that, but I did, right?
Yeah, and so I let them know that, that's a big miss, that bus isn't making. So they're very confident that it's going to be fine. So it's running very well. Took our speech and brought the team to where it was fine over here. So it's going to come down to whichever one is running. But yeah, so it's just kind of scary thing because the both, in my opinion, is not good buses. And that's all I have.
I just want to say one thing. I've heard from a few of the students here that Mr. Elvis is, not Mr. Elvis, Mr. Render is doing it with his preparing for all the different stuff.
The next thing, and so right now he's very seniors, especially with scholarship information, college applications, and the amount of resources he provides to kids is amazing. He's wonderful.
And we need to know where the hockey games are. We can watch our.
You read the-
Yeah, right, yeah.
Most of them are 10:30 nights.
10:30. Anything else? Appreciate your attendance. We're adjourned.
Good night.
If anybody would like a donut.
Professional world.